Made possible through support from PASCO, Personal Assistance Services of Colorado, the Arc of Aurora, and Developmental Pathways. A Think+change training.
Hey there, this is Jeff and
I'm Petrie. We are advocates with the Arc of Aurora.
And why are we here today?
We are here to offer Think+change trainings on a variety of topics as they pertain to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So let's jump right in. Jeff, what are we covering today?
We're going to do the criminal justice system.
Okay.
And I think we're going to start off with what happens if you're a defendant.
Yeah, that would
Or
probably
what
be
happens
a
if you get that piece of paper
Yeah.
and you panic. Well, first I want to tell you, don't panic. Just relax. The paper is going to have all the information you need on it. It's going to have the case number, and it's going to have the date of the appearance you need to make and the address.
And this is a subpoena you're referring to?
I'm going to talk about a subpoena and a summons.
Okay.
There's a slight difference, and I'll explain that difference a little bit later.
Great.
So once you get the information, what you really want to do is make sure you go straight to your calendar, and you want to put that on your calendar, and you need to find transportation. So being in services, you might want to talk to your host home provider about getting transportation there.
Absolutely.
If the host home provider, interesting enough, can't provide that transportation, then someone from that residential agency is going to have to get you there.
Like
That's their responsibility.
Like your residential case manager, perhaps.
Absolutely. So once again, when you get the summons or subpoena, you look at it, you get the information you need off of it. The information is going to be there. The difference, though, between a subpoena and a summons is it's pretty simple. A summons is a document saying you need to go to court. You need to make an appearance in court. A subpoena is a demand for evidence, whether it be you're providing testimony or paper or electronic information or records for a court case. But once again, the most important thing to do is don't panic. Get the proper supports you need to arrange for transportation. This is not something you can ignore. Do not ignore a subpoena. Do not ignore a summons.
That's right. And if you have questions about it, that go-to person, whether it's your host home provider or the residential agency, if you have no idea what it's for or why you're receiving one, they can help you get those answers, right?
Yes. And once again, if you're nervous or anxious about the summons, talk to the people around you that you probably have some natural supports. You can always bring a family member. You can always bring a friend, just someone. You need someone there. Outside of your service system, you're welcome to bring whoever you want that's going to make you comfortable.
Yeah, that's great. So let's talk a little bit now about once you're in the courtroom, what that kind of looks like.
Okay, so I'm guessing I'm not going to want to wear sweatpants.
You're not going to want to wear sweatpants.
But I could.
You could, but you also want to remember you're going into a court of law. There's going to be a judge there. This is, people are going to be looking at you and your appearance and the way that you act, and they're going to be kind of making some judgments based on that. So you want to go in with your best foot forward. So no sweatpants. You don't want rips in your clothes. If you can find a nice button-up collared shirt, such as the one you are wearing today, Jeff. Probably avoid hats. Make sure your pants are pulled up. This is all really important.
I have an idea, too. So say I don't really have anything very nice to wear and I don't have an extra $50 to go shopping.
Sure.
But I do have $5. I could go to an Arc thrift store and just buy a nice button-up shirt.
Yeah, or even just a nice jacket to go over what you do have.
And just spending a couple extra bucks can make a big difference your court appearance, right?
And more than likely, think about it. You're going into court. You're probably feeling a little nervous. If you're looking nice, that maybe will help give you a little bit of confidence too while you're in there. So the other thing you want to be sure to remember is, let's just say, kind of referencing the summons or the subpoena that you just shared with us about, it'll have your appearance time on there. And you want to make sure that you actually show up earlier than that appearance time, just so that you've built in enough time to arrive, park, find the courtroom that you're supposed to be in. The courtrooms can be kind of tricky to navigate.
They can. And, when you get there, you should be with someone to support you through the process. But even if not, there will be someone there that will help you find your court. You bring the summons or subpoena with you.
Right.
And you provide that documentation to someone working there, and someone will help you
They'll
out.
point you in the right direction.
Okay.
Exactly.
Because that could be intimidating.
It can be, and especially if you're already a little anxious.
And you probably want to get there a little early just because parking could be dicey, I'm guessing.
Exactly. Just get there early so that you can find your place and then you can just kind of settle in. Now, one thing I do want to share too is just because it states on the summons or the subpoena that you're on the court docket for, let's say, 9:30, that doesn't mean you're going to get called right at 9:30. So you also need to be prepared.
So don't have a plan for right after. Like if my
That's right.
subpoena or summons, says 8 o'clock, I probably don't want to have an option at 10 o'clock. Like if I have day program or something.
That's right.
I'm
Or
probably
if you
gonna
have to get to your job.
Okay.
You want to build in a good 2 or 3 hours because a lot of people are actually scheduled at the same time as you are, and they just kind of work.
Is it alphabetical
through the
order?
cases.
Because
It's
my
not-
last name starts with an F. Would that help her?
It doesn't really work that way,
Oh.
unfortunately. A lot of times it all even just depends on which DA is there, which public defender is there first.
Okay.
It's a little confusing. So you just need to be prepared to spend some time there, maybe bring a book. Also,
Turn
another
your phone off.
really important thing, that's just what I was going to say. Make sure your phone is off. They will confiscate your phones in court. The bailiffs will come over. The bailiffs are...
What is a bailiff?
They're the police officers. They're typically sheriffs or deputies that are in the courtrooms there to secure the court, keep everything running smoothly, make sure everyone is safe. But they will for sure come over and take away your phones if they ring or buzz during court.
Okay, that gives me a pretty good idea what to expect from getting that piece of paper in my hands to going to the actual courthouse.
Yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely. Sure. Anything else you think we need to cover?
I think that's good for now.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being with us. That's all we have on this for now, but we will be back with more, so stay tuned.